Hello and welcome to CVR News Network. You are watching CVR English World 360 and I am Sandeep. Donald Trump is set to become the President of the United States once again after a historic win. And on November 13, Donald Trump expanded his cabinet with key announcements to run the U.S. government after coming to power. As the U.S. President-elect, Donald Trump is set to take the charge in January 2025. He had outlined his plans to impose tariffs on China, Mexico and Canada. Trump on November 25th said he would impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico until they clamped down on drugs and migrants crossing the border. Notably, Trump stated that he would sign an executive order imposing a 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico and Canada and an additional 10% on Chinese imports.
I hope they reconsider.
Knobs of has blown night. ఉన్నాయి ఆల్రెడీ వేస్లో
I hope he rethinks it. I think it's a counterproductive thing to do. You know, look, one of the things you've heard me say before that we have an unusual situation in America. We're surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and two allies, Mexico and Canada. And the last thing we need to do is begin to screw up those relationships. I think we've got them in a good place. I think by the way, you know, the cooperation with the outgoing president and the incoming president, the illegal crossings are down considerably to what they were back when he was in office. There's a lot more to do, but I just think, I hope they reconsider. I hope they reconsider.
Speaking at Russia-led Collective Security Treaty Organization (CSTO) in Astana, Kazakhstan, Putin issued fresh threat to Ukraine on November 28. Putin warned of further use of Russia's new missile Orshenk days after Kremlin used 6 missiles to target Dnipro, Ukraine on November 21st. While praising EU-capable Orshenk missile, Putin said missile turns everything into dust and further warned of retaliation on use of U.S. ATACMS by Kiev. Since Russia used Orshenk missile, it has withdrawn scrutiny from Western security experts over claims of its new capabilities.
Напомню еще раз. Напомню, как Орешник работает, как вы и просили. Десятки боевых блоков, самонаводящихся блоков, атакуют цель со скоростью 10 махов. Это около 3 км в секунду. Температура поражающих элементов достигает 4000 градусов. Если мне память не изменяет, на поверхности Солнца температура 5,5-6 тысяч градусов. Поэтому все, что находится в эпицентре взрыва, разделяется на фракции, на элементарные частицы, превращается, по сути говоря, в пыль.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has raised concerns over the safety of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump following the death scare on July 2024, stating that Trump is not safe now. The Russian leader also praised Trump, calling him an intelligent person, and expressed readiness for dialogue with the U.S.
Мы не знаем, о чем разговаривали господин Трамп и господин действующий президент на своей встрече. Мы не знаем. И поэтому комментировать это не будем, это невозможно. Но возможны разные варианты. Если действующий президент Байден считает, что он, обостряя ситуацию, повышая градус конфронтации, создает условия для будущей администрации легко выйти из этой ситуации, потому что вновь избранный президент скажет: ну это не я, это же там люди, которые вообще из ума вышли, все, я к этому не имею отношения, давайте поговорим. Ну, конечно, это вариант. Возможно, версия, что действующая администрация хочет создать для будущей дополнительные сложности, такое тоже возможно. Но насколько я себе представляю, вновь избранного президента, он все-таки человек умный и достаточно уже опытный, он, мне кажется, найдет решение. Тем более после того, как он прошел такое, скажем, очень серьезное испытание, как борьба за возврат в Белый дом. Меня, думаю, что у вас тоже больше всего как бы поразило даже не то, что в отношении Трампа применялись абсолютно не цивилизованные средства борьбы, абсолютно цивилизованные, вплоть до попытки убийства, причем неоднократного. Кстати говоря, на мой взгляд, и сейчас он не в безопасности. К сожалению, в истории что? В истории Соединенных Штатов были всякие разные случаи. Поэтому, я думаю, что он человек умный, уже надеюсь, и осторожный. Поразилось, что в ходе нападок на него, в ходе борьбы с ним, не только его самого подвергали унизительным, необоснованным.
During news conference, an astronaut Russian president said he did not know former General Chancellor Angela Merkel was afraid of dogs, saying he apologized earlier and wants to repeat his apology again. Germany's Angela Merkel has recorded tricky dealings with world leaders from Donald Trump to Vladimir Putin during her 16-year chancellorship in her frank memories, published as her legacy comes under intense scrutiny.
Что касается председательства группы 8, то мы перенимаем его от России.
Lieber nach der Moskauer Zeit.
И вышла собака моя, Коня. Я откровенно...
and the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
Herr Präsident, liebe
Wir haben nicht genug getan, mit dem Mensch ohne irgendeinen
Что касается председательства группы 8, то мы перенимаем его от России. У нас уже прошлый год.
Unsere Zusammenarbeit im Lieber nach der Moskauer Zeit.
Amid reports of violence against minorities, former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina opened up the brutal incident. Ex-Prime Minister called out unconstitutionally assert U.S.A government and came down heavily after arrest of Sanatan leader Chinmay Krishnadas, was arrested on charges of sedition for allegedly raising a flag on a stand displaying Bangladesh national flag. The arrest of Hindu priest has sparked widespread outrage, with many calling for his immediate release. Islamic Muhammad Yunus Hasina said that the priest was unjustly arrested and must be immediately released. Earlier this year, students' protest against the quota system in government jobs turned into a massive anti-government movement. The political upheaval forced Shekinah to resign and flee from the country earlier this year. Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, who is leading Bangladesh government, has been facing flack from several Hindu outfits over alleged atrocities against the minorities. Ahead of beginning of Donald Trump's presidential tenure, his cabinet picks faced a security scare. Several of President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks received bomb threats on November 27th. The family home of Elias Stefanik, Trump's pick for U.S. ambassador to the UN, received a spooking bomb threat. Another one of Trump's choice to head the Environmental Protection Agency received a pipe bomb threat with a pro-Palestinian theme message. However, both the ministers were not present at the spot and were taken out safely. Meanwhile, the security forces jumped into action with the FBI on high alert. Law enforcement agencies are investigating these bomb threats and swatting incidents targeting Trump's nominees. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says a landmark law that has banned 16s from social media will result in less harm for children. The crackdown on sites like Facebook, Instagram and X, which was approved by Parliament late Thursday, will lead for better outcomes and less harm for young Australians, he tells reporters.
Well, good morning, everyone. We know the real value of what happens in here is the difference that it makes to people's lives out there. And my government has always been focused on making Australians' lives better. We know that we have more work to do on cost of living, but we're making progress. We understand the pressure that people are under as a result of the global inflation surge, but the action that my government has taken, led by these two fine economic ministers here with me this morning, is making a positive difference. We started the year by delivering a tax cut for every single Australian taxpayer, and we're ending it by delivering more help for households. The number one priority of my government is to continue providing support. My message is we have your back. This week we continued to deliver our agenda, working hard to make Australians' lives better, holding supermarkets to account to get fairer prices at the checkout, 80,000 new homes for renters, helping 40,000 Australians to be able to buy a home, historic aged care reform to give Australians the dignity and respect that they deserve in their later years, fairer childcare fees for parents and fairer wages for childcare workers, tens of thousands of new jobs in manufacturing powered by clean energy through our Future Made in Australia plan, world-leading action to make sure social media companies meet their social responsibility. Social media is doing harm to our children. And today, as a direct result of our legislation passed through the Parliament yesterday, through the Senate and confirmed in the House today, parents can have a different discussion with their young ones, a different discussion that will result in better outcomes and less harm for young Australians. Platforms now have a social responsibility to ensure the safety of our kids is a priority for them. We're making sure that mums and dads can have that different conversation today and in future days. We've got your back is our message to Australian parents. Now, I want to pay tribute to Katie Gallagher, not just here as Finance Minister, but as the Manager of Government Business in the Senate. This week, the Senate passed 45 pieces of legislation, and I think 8 of them, were Treasury bills. 11 were Treasury bills, making a real difference as well. So I'll turn to Katie and then Jim, and then we'll take a few questions. Well, good morning, everyone. We know the real value of what...
Georgian Riot Police deploy a water cannon against demonstrators protesting government's decision to delay asking for European Union accession. Thousands rallied in the capital Tbilisi after Prime Minister Iraqi Kobakidze announced a decision amid a post-election crisis that saw the country's president challenge the legitimacy of the newly elected parliament and the government. And that's the end of the bulletin. Keep watching CVR News English.